How would you like to achieve your first millions? And today we have Hitesh with us. He's an innovative health technology leader with a track record of supporting legacy as well as new electronic healthcare records, financial and workflow management system. He has a wide range of clients from government institution and the health sector. So Hitesh, tell us what are the 5 steps to achieve the first million?
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Hi, Harry. Thank you for giving us the opportunity. My name is Hitesh Dev, as Harry mentioned. I run a healthcare technology firm called Devout Corporation. And that's an excellent question, Harry. I came to the US as an immigrant, and definitely there were a lot of hurdles before I built my first business and started earning money and took the business to the next level. You definitely, first step would be the mindset. If you have a good mindset, if you have that grit, grit is one important thing you need to have in order to start and start your business. So the first step I would say is build that good mindset that challenges will come, but you have to overcome those challenges and really have that attitude that I have to build a business, build a good business. The next step is come up with a plan. In order to have a good business, you have to have a good plan. The plan should have information related to what are you trying to sell? How will you sell it? What kind of money would you require to sell something? Is your idea unique? Do you have done some market research? And then the third step for building a multi-million dollar business or $1 billion business is definitely do some market research, understand what are the ideas which are doing well, what are some emerging technologies, and work towards it. The fourth step, I would say, would be execution. Because having a good plan, done all the research, but not able to execute that would definitely lead to, all right, you have good plans, you have good ideas, but you don't know how to execute it. And the execution does not just include how do I sell this or how do I make it a good product, but doing daily steps to actually achieve those big goals. And goals are part of the execution. You have to come up with monthly goals. And in order to achieve those monthly goals, weekly goals, you have to do daily tasks. Fifth point is definitely continuous feedback and continuous iteration. If you are not ready to get feedback from customers and iterate your plan, improve your plan, and then pivot as per the feedback received from the customer, you won't be able to stay relevant. And business is such an ever-changing, business and technologies are so ever-changing that if you don't iterate, if you don't continuously improve, you will stay behind. You will sooner or later get replaced by another business. Kodak photo companies is one good example. Blockbuster is another example. They were the number one, but then Netflix came and completely changed the
They couldn't
landscape
respond to
of how
change
we
fast.
watch
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say these 5 steps, and you definitely, if you execute it properly and be honest about it, you can build $1 million, multi-million, or $1 billion business.
Millionaire tech entrepreneurs. One out of 6 guests that I that arrive to this broadcast on a stop of 5 step how to make the first million. They are millionaires that have achieved the wealth and the exit in the technology space. Is that really easy to become a millionaire in the tech space, or actually, people might have the wrong assumption that, well, if one or five, one or six entrepreneurs that come to Harry shows they are multimillionaires and they are doing tech, it's easy to become a millionaire in technology. And for disclosure, this is tech is a really great space to be, but it have high failing rate and it's also expensive. Software developers are expensive. However, so tell us the good, the bad, or the ugly of being a tech in the tech business. Not only the shiny, or is I become a millionaire? Is easy to become a millionaire? I just do this app and I will be a millionaire. Tell us the good, the bad, of the and the ugly of tech entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. So I'll start with the ugly, or do you want me to start with the good?
Yeah. Start with the ugly. So people have real perception. Of course, we want everyone, we encourage everyone to start their own business, to create their own business. However, when you go to tech, you do have to be very careful. You need to have a good mentor. You have to have a plan. You need to prepare for it because it can be easy. It can be tough when you are inside there already developing a product, and now you need to get a market fit. Exactly what we're talking about to sell your first million. So tell us the ugly first.
So, Harry, I'll start with the
Okay.
good is the barrier to enter is very, very low,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it? Once upon a time, you need to have a full-fledged infrastructure in place. Like you needed three different kinds of servers, you needed a lot of
Mm-hmm.
machines, and every time
Mm-hmm.
you hired an employee,
Mm-hmm.
you had to give them a laptop, you had to give them
Mm-hmm.
access to server, email, all that stuff. Now with cloud, it's a pay as you go model, isn't it? So the cost of building that infrastructure is pretty organic. You are not spending a lot of money to hire an employee or build that infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud is pay as you go, very easy to enter. All right. So what you need is a good idea. All
Mm-hmm.
right. What you need is a good market research. And what you need the most is belief, isn't it? Whatever
Yes.
I'm building every day, you need to believe in yourself that whatever I'm building will be valuable. All right. Of course, other than the market research and all that stuff, you need to believe that I'm solving a problem which is faced by not just millions, but billions. All right.
I'm glad
Um,
that you touched about these hitters because you see exactly as you describe it, the barrier to entry is really low because
exactly.
you only need a minimum viable product, an
Right.
MVP.
Right.
However, this is where the problem starts. This is when everybody starts to fail because now they are not listening to you, and now regardless that the barrier to entry is low and you can create a very simple MVP to see if somebody will buy the problem and the solution that you provided. Now,
Right.
tech entrepreneurs, software developers that they love write code, they
Right.
remove that M out of the equation and rather than create an MVP and start to test the market to see what kind of form this market is going to buy the product,
Right.
now they decide that it's a good idea, create a big elephant, a big software that will make the world a better place, that we're gonna patent it and it's gonna be so good that people will come out of the sky and will buy it. And this is when the problem starts, is it?
Right. Right. So when they say the barrier to enter is low, that creates a lot of competition. Then how many,
Absolutely.
if you want to build and if you want to join, let's say you want to start an airline business, all right, or if you want to get into space business, like Mr. Elon Musk started SpaceX. So the barrier to enter in that industry is so
Wow.
high that
Mine.
you don't see a lot of competition.
Keep, even if you're gonna open a restaurant.
Exactly.
Let's keep it
Exactly.
simple. You're gonna
Right.
open a restaurant. Well, if you want to do something decent, I don't know in U.S. numbers, but you might need a quarter million, I think, in United Kingdom if you want to try out if it works.
Yeah, by the way, I used to own a restaurant chain as well
Oh,
at one
now
point.
you know. Now you know what you're talking
It's not
about.
easy to run a restaurant, especially, because most of your customers come on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So during the week, it's very hard to get your customers unless
Mm-hmm.
you are running those specials, the coupons.
Mm-hmm.
And when most of the world is spending time with their families, you are at the restaurant trying to
Tell
feed
me
other
about. I
families.
had one in London, in
Okay.
Brick Lane. I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to have one. Yeah. So but from the business because it's a good point what you're talking about barrier to entry. Yeah, we're talking about the
Right,
case of the restaurant. You
right,
and have restaurants. We know that the barrier to entry is high. Okay,
right,
so okay,
right.
good thing. Tell me about the good thing is barrier to entry is low.
Low.
Well, it brings a lot of competition though. Yeah, you
Right.
say that, but we good. So when things start to become ugly,
So when you realize that you are 200,000, $300,000 down, and your product is not gaining that kind of traction, all right, and you are so emotionally involved
attach. Yeah.
with that product, all right, that you are not ready to give up. And either
Or
you,
listen to the market, Hitesh. Sometimes they get so
exact, or listen
emotional,
to the market.
so emotional attached to the product that
Absolutely.
they create that they're not listening to the market and 300,000 and the more attached become 500,000. The next one is you
Right,
remortgage your house and you keep so in love with you created what that idea without having into tested to the market. Some people that have spoken this broadcast because we have analyzed the topic in depth because honestly we see a massive amount of failure in tech just because of
right,
this just because
right,
of
right.
this. There is the
Absolutely.
common genius like you, software developer, that's a genius, and they get lost on the way of that business because fundamental concepts of how business works they get skip away because they create the product, they fall in love with the product, they get emotional attached with the product,
Right,
and now my product is gonna be so good that everybody will buy. Some people have shared in this podcast that this is a common phenomenon, and what illustrates is that the founder have a fear to actually show the product to the market, so I hide behind the product and try to make it improve it and improve it and improve it and improve it. But what is actually happening is have a deep fear to the product to the market. And the other thing, Hitch, is that in this podcast, right, what we find out is that some of the people that are successful in tech, yeah, most of the people that are successful in tech, at least that have come attended to this broadcast, some of them don't even know how to write code. They have a better idea. They are very good at sales and marketing. They are very good and take it something small and show
right.
it to the market and get feedback and talk with developers and say, listen, these guys, this is what the market want. Please build it like this. It's not me. I
The
already shown
market.
it to everyone. The market is
Yeah,
what they want. So we have a lot of tech millionaires that um, they are not even software developers. They're more marketing and sales experts. Yeah.
right.
However, the other software developers that come to this podcast, they are software developers. They come to a podcast and they spend the whole day talking about sales and marketing. You know what I mean? They talk very little about software development. I say, what kind of
Right.
developer are you that you were so passionate about sales and marketing? So the point of the story is that if you are a tech entrepreneur and you do have an idea, this comes with a package. For example, Hitesh, do you like sales and marketing? Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. But whether you like it or not, you have to embrace it if
You
you
have
want to
to do it.
succeed in tech. Yeah,
Right, right. Absolutely. You have no other option. And
absolutely.
see, here's the thing, is that if you come to think of it, right from the President of the United States to your mom, isn't it? When your mom wanted you to eat a certain thing, all right, she sold
That
that
idea to you.
broccoli to you, isn't it? She said,
100%.
"Oh, broccoli is healthy. It will make you confident. It will
Mhm.
make you strong." All
Will
right.
tell
That's a
will to you until you eat it, and she wanna
ex-
stop selling it to you.
exactly. So that's a sales pitch. I mean, you have to sell. You have no other option. And ultimately, the product will become good if the money keeps coming from the customers. So you realize that it's life MVP is life after angel investment. It's
Mhm.
life after VC funding. So that
Mhm.
once you get angel funds or once you get VC funds, you are all the more on the hook to sell. So
Absolutely.
because those funds will basically they want the
That the
ROI.
only reason they give you the money is for you to sell more,
Only reason
not
they
to
are
write more code, which a
exactly
lot of people
right,
is a problem in the industry that, oh, we
right.
need more to write more code,
No,
and
no,
these people don't operate like that.
right, right.
They want you to sell. That's what really
Yeah, they
they
want
want the
10x.
company.
They
Yeah,
want 10x returns. Absolutely. So,
yeah.
yeah,
So this challenge, and I think that what can be done is to raise more awareness, having this conversation that we're having openly in this broadcast. Lot of tech entrepreneurs consistently have shared exactly what you just spoke about
right,
on those
right,
terms, which is living a clue. Sometimes people say that success give clue. Is it is impossible that tech entrepreneurs that have been in this podcast from Germany, from United States, from Australia,
right.
from all over the world. How come people that they live in different time zones, that they don't know each other, that they are in different continents, everybody talking about the same thing? From Israel, we have people also tech. It's a big tech hub over there, and
Right,
they so
absolutely.
the same thing. And now you are a startup founder, and then and to run your company, and you don't follow the principle that everyone is sharing in this broadcast. How you think that this is gonna go? It's not Harry. It's the blueprint. It's a perfect success.
World is
Yeah.
it's
So how you, Hitesh, when do you doubt that you have to? Uh, I know you're a developer. Yeah. When do you find out that you have to drop down your passion for writing code and to developing, and now you have to focus in sales, marketing, product market fit, sales, and everything that is way different than what you have been trained and actually what you love, because I know you become a developer because you love to write code, right? So now you need to pack out what you love, and I think this is the biggest problem in tech. That tech entrepreneurs, especially the software developers, they need to stop doing what they love and do something and do a series of things that particularly the is something they haven't been for. They don't. But we have to do it. Like for example, the other day somebody told me, Harry, do you love to do this podcast? I said, well, let me tell you something. I'm in business. Did I really like it? No. Did my girlfriend brought me to this, sold this idea me? Yeah, my girlfriend Lily, Harry, let's do a podcast. You should do a podcast. Let's do a podcast. And that now, and I'm enjoying it because I'm meeting amazing people like you, and I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm making a lot of friends, and this is responding very positive, which I was not counting on that. Apparently people really want to know how to get to the first million in business. So then the point. Sometimes you have to find what you like and what you don't like, because simply you are in business. Same, I suppose, same with your restaurant. The
Mhm.
so tell us how was this transition when you have to park what you love and you need to start things that you really don't like, but you don't have funding. You wearing a hat, and if you don't do it, nobody else will do it, and that is still too, because when it comes to tech and you become to do something bigger than an MVP, you start to get into trouble because software developers are expensive, and that really really quickly can, you blink your eye, you can be 100,000, 200,000, half a million, and you don't know, and the not even finished.
Right,
So
right.
so
So, Harry,
tell us navigate this challenge.
yeah. So, Harry, I have a different story. I mean, I don't have a typical software developer story. I actually was born in India and I was raised in a entrepreneurs.
Wow.
So yeah, so my uncle, we used to have a family business. We had a manufacturing firm and a movie theater. And up until 17, I was in India. I did my engineering, and then like most of the people from all over the world after engineering or medicine, they come to the United States for their higher studies.
Hmm.
I came as a computer science major. I went to DC, did my master's in computer science from GWU, and business was always in my blood. And
It
I
was so
was
sales and marketing was a conversation in your house anyway. Sales,
it
marketing,
was it
tax.
was a selling something in India versus selling something in the United States is totally different, isn't it? And when I in the say 90s, the sales and marketing was completely different. In 2000s, with the advent of computers,
Hmm.
the ads on the video players, Google ads, all of that completely transformed the marketing
Change.
landscape, completely changed it.
Yeah, pay per click came and nothing could beat that because you can measure until
Exactly.
the last cent, So,
Right, right. So it was a me as well. I did all those courses in order to understand. I did start my MBA as well at GW in order to understand marketing properly. So I don't dislike it. The CEO of the company, I try to manage my time properly
absolutely.
for activities which require high intensity, high focus. I try to wrap those activities in the morning time frame. All right. From 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., try to do those high focus activities so that I can make calls in the afternoon, talk to the clients, all right, try to do the meetings in the afternoon hours so that I can have high productivity times on my calendar. During that time, I try to do like intense reading, sometimes writing the code, sometimes analyzing the code, and then all the automation which I have done around my business. I try to, if there are any issues with the automation, try to analyze that, try to fix those. So, to answer your question, I always did that. It wasn't a very difficult transition. But definitely, I miss those days of coding. Having said that, with the advent of Chat GPT and everything,
Yeah. That
I,
got you
I think
excited again. Yeah.
I think coding has become much more
Very
enjoyable.
easy. Very,
Yeah, very
yeah,
enjoyable.
become really easy. Well, like a lot of things with the ChatGPT have become with the AI solution really easy. So, here's the next question because I mean, entrepreneurs, we are minority community, like I said. Not so many people want to have this huge risk and so much responsibility
Right,
and live this roller coaster that we live as an when
right.
sometimes we are up, sometimes we are down. And it's very interesting. Yeah, you don't get bored. You are excited all the time, and you
You don't
always
have time to code.
exactly you
Yeah,
always have a solve. So
right, 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 right.
and sometimes
Absolutely. Always
sometimes
more than one.
several at the same time.
Yeah,
But it's in my opinion, want to ask you a question to you. Having growing to the family that an entrepreneurs, I was with the other day, regardless of any political view of anybody, I think something very positive about the family that the president that is in United States is that this his father is an entrepreneur, the son is an entrepreneur, and so those kids they're being raised in a family with the conversation about sales, marketing, tax, employees, generating jobs. Let's create something. Let's do this project. Let's create something. Um, I think that for a young child, seeing the parents being in some form, I think that the kids most of the time they're showing up in a more advanced way. Even example, the other day I was visiting so
Okay.
basically they you're gonna build, they will you put then you can explode the whole building from inside, and you can touch
Oh, the VR headsets.
VR,
Okay.
everything,
Okay.
and you
Okay.
can layout of the house how you want it. It was really, really impressive. You literally could walk the house that hasn't been built yet into a flat, not into the building, right?
Right.
And the guy was telling me that his dad was a developer and that he remembered when his dad was painting in the park, and the
Right.
investor the actual size of the
Oh,
flat
wow.
and how the
Okay.
flat is gonna look like. He said that he vividly remembered as a kid every time
Okay.
that the investor come to talk with his dad that he needs to take the investor to the park or to a big area, and he actually had to draw how the house will be, so the investor
Right.
have an idea, and that out of the space that actually the property will have. And now
Right.
it comes the sun, and it's creating a virtual reality
3D image. Yeah.
3D for visiting the flat. Very interesting story actually. So the point of the story is that in a different we call it the new age of the new age
Absolutely.
of entrepreneurs. We're coming with a different in form. I have to say my story is different. No one my parents are not entrepreneurs, they are teachers. Yeah, I become an entrepreneur by accident, and but I enjoy it in the years after that, and I'm still in the game, like I say.
Yeah.
But the idea is that the thing that the new ones that coming now, we have. Do you think that is an advantage to be an entrepreneur now versus your dad or of your family? I think that that also comes a lot of challenges. Um, the new way, like for example, when your parents have the business, advertising was completely different.
Absolutely.
It was to advertise. I don't know. You had to buy a ad. You need to I don't know, the ad in the
Billboard and
cinema,
yeah,
billboard. For
newspaper.
example, you
Yeah.
say your parents have a cinema, so how you are not your movie when it was no pay per click. Now you know, oh my
Right.
God, you need to go to all the bus stops and create billboard, and everything is physical. And how
Right.
measuring or marketing was back then. It seems like a
Difficult.
joke
Very
now.
difficult. Yeah.
Seems like a joke now. I think sometime in London I see those buses that people put advertising there, right?
Right.
And
Right.
I'm still thinking, what these guys keep advertising in thing. I don't know how they're measuring. I don't know. I still don't know. They're spending some pound to putting those ads in the buses. Nothing wrong. It works definitely for some company, but they need to put type of QR code or website or something to visit, because otherwise there's no way that you can measure a bus with the sign running up and down all
Roaming
London.
around the yeah, roaming
Yeah,
around. Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? What do you think? Do you think that is more challenging to be an entrepreneur now, or is more easy versus what you saw growing up in a family of entrepreneurs?
So you see, traditional business versus new age
Mm-hmm.
business. Isn't it
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
if now I have to start a manufacturing business in the US, it's out of question, isn't it? Unless I am, if I want to, let's say, an automobile business in the US, it's out of question. If I want to, because China, Mexico, all right, and India, to a certain extent, are the manufacturing hubs. Certain. But if I want to do a startup in Silicon Valley, all right, it's easier. If I want
Exactly.
to a technology startup or a biomedical startup or a biotechnology startup, or for that matter, a fintech, it's
Mm-hmm.
easier. But then
Mm-hmm.
again, the other school of thought is because the barrier to enter is low, there is a lot of competition, isn't it? Once upon a time,
And a lot of failing rate.
lot of failing rate, high failure rate because of the competition. Once upon a time, a teacher's son became a teacher. A doctor's son became a doctor. All right. An engineer's son became an engineer. But
Mhm.
now, in the new age, engineers' sons are becoming entrepreneurs. Doctors' sons are becoming entrepreneurs. So, in a way,
Teachers'
it's
sons. I'm a son of teachers. I'm an
e-
entrepreneur.
exactly. So, because they have realized that I don't want to work for the rest of my life at a fixed salary and not be able to change the world. I want to make an impact on the world. I'm not happy with my 9 to 5 job and a limited income. I want to see the world. I want a broader perspective. And that's why people are becoming entrepreneurs, not just for money, but the freedom and that vision which they have. And you know why? Because the world has shrunk as well. Once upon a time, your world was people around you, all right, and what you were taught in the school. Now you can visit anywhere through internet, isn't it? With this, mom, do you want to see how New York City looks during Christmas? And she's like, we are not going to New York City. I'm like, wait for a minute. Let me get this VR headset, put it on you, all right? And you will feel like you are in New York City. And she enjoyed that experience using the VR headset. So the world has shrunk. People are seeing more things on the internet and realizing, oh, this is achievable. Oh, this can be done. So, to a certain extent, I think it's easier because you have access to information, you have access to data, you have access to tools. But then again, it is difficult because all of us have access to that. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So, so it's a tricky question to answer.
Answer because it say that put in perspective. For example, if you base in London, if you base in United States,
Mhm.
I don't know about the Indian landscape. I think it's also good. Being in tech is not bad. Yeah, I know tech entrepreneurs in that they have
Oh, there are a lot, and
oh
funding.
yeah, they have
Yeah,
software companies.
very, very good
I know
companies.
CEOs based in India
Yeah,
that they own software companies and they create applications
absolutely,
for
absolutely.
very solid application for the cars and my friend softwares for Tata Motors. So imagine
Oh, excellent.
the software that goes inside. I mean, his company. Talking about
Oh,
a
okay.
company with over 200 employees, software developer based in India, 100% in India, everything, and
Wow.
they develop the apps for that goes inside car from
Oh,
Land
wow.
Rover and so on. Yeah, yeah. So so if you are in tech, yeah, definitely is good idea. I think that there is a big tech hub in London
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and
Really good.
lot of unicorns. They are UK based. Obviously, the country, the same like United States, create framework for this innovation to happen.
For startups
Yeah,
and yeah,
for start
good
uh,
tech hub. Yeah.
tech hub London for sure. I hang the community a lot actually
Oh,
because I
okay.
love technology. Yeah, my first job. Well, my first job. Let me think about it. Yeah, I have three jobs in my life. One was software developer when I
Oh,
was living in Spain. Yeah, I worked for
oh, okay.
five
Okay.
years as a software developer and
Wow.
project manager. Yeah,
So, what kind
back
of
in the day,
languages?
I used to have hair, so I love tech. I love
Nice.
tech because of that. Yeah, and then my jobs when I went to London, it was in a pub and room service because when I arrived to London, my English was not good, so that's what I could found. Yeah, until I started my first company. So,
Oh,
but
okay.
one of the job 5 years, I studied. I'm an engineer. I studied chemical engineering in Cuba,
Wow.
Havana. So, but when I arrived to Spain, it was the dot-com era. So they need so many software developers that they told me, "Do you know how to write code?" I said, "No." I said, "So what? But you're an engineer." Yeah, yeah, I'm a chemical engineer. I said, you know what? That's enough. We will show you how to code. We need the engineering mindset. That they were needing people like crazy. So the company actually paid for me and taught me how to write,
Write the
HTML,
code. Oh,
JavaScript,
excellent.
and everything. Oracle as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. So I became a software engineer without even learning that in university.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good developers, programmers don't
Mm,
actually go to school learning that. They
yeah,
learn on
you
the
know.
job. And
I have
if
a
you
lot of fun. I love
actually,
it. I like it a
right.
lot, and I learn a lot. I think that I'm always hanging around with tech and tech business and everything is because I'm some kind of attracting them. They all showing up to my podcast. Who gonna thought that? That's one of the good things that this podcast have. By the way, I didn't. I hang around in London a lot with the tech community. The main organizers of the events, they are my personal friends. We also organize events all over the world. Our events are more for entrepreneurs, helping people how to grow the business, how to start a
Excellent.
business. However, event
You should do
organizers,
something in
friends.
Miami as well.
Oh yeah,
Do
yeah.
something.
When we have a
Yeah, do
chance,
something in Miami. I will get you sponsors.
wow, that
We
would
can
be
do something
fantastic.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we be. Oh, that's a great idea.
yeah,
Miami
yeah,
is getting a in tech.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
just
The
find out.
weather is
I'm
perfect.
going. Yeah, I'll be in.
Yeah.
There is any big event in the Malin stadiums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a
Is it
startup.
a cryptocurrency event?
It's about tech startups.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
but
okay.
I think I'm under the impression that they want to me as a capital of crypto here in United States.
Yeah,
I don't
because
know. I don't know how
Mr.
is
Trump,
this. That's what I heard. That's what I hear. That they
yeah,
are
Mr.
so
Trump
keen.
is encouraging cryptocurrency a whole lot, isn't
Yeah.
it? Through
Yeah.
his Mar-Lago
Mm,
resort.
yes.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea because you have country like for example Dubai in the Middle East. You will be
Oh,
impressed
yeah.
the
Yeah, they are doing a
development
lot,
the development that these people are doing in blockchain. They're
big
making
time.
huge progress in fintech. Somebody talked to me the other day telling me that he invested in a company that was doing transaction through the blockchain, international transactions through the
Oh, okay.
blockchain, which is that they get verified and they happen faster than anything, and the commission can be very do the transaction. So, however, UK is in the position. Let me wait and see.
Mhm.
Let me wait and see because I'm in the House of Lords on those events, and we talked to about the topic with the representative of House of Lords then, and the UK, regardless, have brought this to Parliament. Personally, I've been in those events, and I have
Oh,
talked in
wow.
those events, yes, to Parliament. We know for a fact that the UK position, regardless that they the door in Parliament to us, I had to say that we can go there and talk about crypto and about blockchain, about all this and the benefit of that. Parliament is very receptive to all this kind of thing. We feel that the speed is really low, at least in United Kingdom. I got the sense that US it was running a little bit behind also with this, and whether the country from the Middle East, Dubai, they're developing so much in crypto and blockchain technology that they're going ahead big time, and they're putting a lot of funding into it.
Yeah, yeah. And
And
there is a reason. Yeah,
but I think it's time to catch up. At
yeah,
least much of the country, but I think the United Kingdom and US is time to catch up. And so I'm glad that at least some positive policies about this and to embrace a least blockchain and crypto, what we call it Web3.
yeah. Absolutely. Web technology.
By the way, cloud is in what you do is inside this umbrella also as well because generate data um, and rendering as well. Somebody told me as well, rendering is a big now. The high quality worlds for the
Mhm.
metaverse, so they don't have enough computer power and all that. And they were saying that through the blockchain, that you can use the computers that are not in use and maximize
Yeah, I mean that
storage
that yeah,
and
that has
rendering.
been done as well.
Hmm.
Definitely they do use the computing power, the collective computing power using blockchain. And we actually have a product we are working on as well.
Really?
Yeah, healthcare blockchain. So
Wow.
yeah, so which will basically give the ability for government agencies to exchange data without worrying about
Fantastic.
cybersecurity breaches.
Very good. Very
And
good. So how the
and
support has been? How the support has been? Because I know the fact that you will be in Dubai, these people that were throwing money at you at this moment. If
I
you
mean, definitely we are interested in overseas markets. See, here with government, the
what I
problem is,
hear, what I know is that they hear a project like that and they want you to put the company in Dubai, and then they give you the money, they give you the thing, they give the infrastructure.
wow,
The yeah, this is. But again, would be amazing if you can build the company from here, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That
that will be
So I
perfect.
think that it's time. I think it's time, and I'm glad to hear. Like I was in the. I spoke the other day in a conference. The mayor of Miami was there, and he's
Okay,
a great advocate for crypto. Actually, it was a family offices event. Yeah, so he's a
okay.
great advocate for crypto. He shared that when he spoke, and I'm under the impression that they want to make Florida the capital of crypto. What I think that will bring a lot of it will expand the technology hub and the tech community in United States. And anyway, blockchain, exactly like you said, is part of that technology, and we have to stop to watch that to embrace it before we run behind, right?
Yeah, and there is a reason, isn't it? The reason there is a resistance
It's because
because
sometimes you don't understand. People don't
yeah, people don't
government don't understand, right? It's quite
right, right.
complex,
And
right?
blockchain does not have the financial use case, isn't it? There is logistics
Mm-hmm.
use case,
Mm-hmm.
there is
Mm-hmm.
healthcare use case.
Mm-hmm.
Companies can share the patient data using blockchain
Absolutely, really
and
powerful.
without worrying about being hacked, without being breached, because it's so difficult to hack the blockchain network. And the governance is not rested with one party, it's a combined governance.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I think blockchain has a lot of good use cases, but it's a matter of changing your mindset once again, isn't
Mm-hmm.
it? Because the transactions take longer compared to the regular transaction. Um, so that's why,
There are projects there that even the elections can be done with blockchain.
exactly.
And can be verified in
Right,
the
right,
blockchain and
absolutely.
everything. There are projects out there. I hear about all those projects there
Right, right,
that are
right. There'll
going on.
be less
But
corruption.
again,
Yeah,
we need funding, right?
absolutely.
We need funding. Tech entrepreneurs when it comes to blockchain and everything. This we're talking about completely different ball game. You can have an MVP, you can have an idea, but
Right.
for you to develop further in this type of technology, you need support from
Ab-
infrastructures in the companies
Absolutely.
in the
Absolutely.
country, and finance is definitely an important part of it. So I think yeah, we at least it's looking good in United States for the moment. In my opinion, when it comes to Web3 and crypto, yeah, London, I had to see, yeah, stay very slow, United Kingdom. So hopefully they wake up before it's too late.
They like to
Yeah.
catch up and they will catch up.
Yeah, they're British are waiting and see. They're
Yeah.
looking and looking and waiting, and we here in Parliament, man, don't wait too much, because a lot of good projects there. By the way, there is such a struggle for the tech community, the Web3 community, to find funding for the projects at the moment over there. That if they don't solve this problem, it happen what is actually happening. People are taking the projects, develop them in Dubai, and in Dubai,
Right.
they waiting for them with everything, with the arms open, funding, infrastructure, partners, you name it. And so everybody's taking the project and developing there. So that's what happened. Malta also have infrastructure for tech in
Oh,
Europe
Malta?
as well. Oh yeah, oh
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you
They're
get the
very
global
good. They got
perspective.
benefits. That I go, yeah, I do travel in
Exactly. You
conference.
have the global perspective.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So thank you so much, Hitesh. So what's the last message? What's the last message you for tech entrepreneurs based here in stock now? They are things are not working for them. They are frustrated. They spend a lot of money and they feel that they're stuck. And what message do you have for them? And also, if people want to learn more about you, about your company, about what you do, can you share with
Sure.
the audience how can they find you, how this process work? They can contact you on LinkedIn and so on. Can you please share with me this?
Absolutely. So once again, Harry, thank you for
Pleasure.
having us on this podcast. Good luck to you and keep shining
Mhm.
the way you are. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you.
Uh,
Me too. I think you.
Thank you. So are you. I'm not
Mhm.
as brilliant as you, but thank you once again. So the message is simple. It is the most important thing. I think it's very important to believe in your message, all right? Believe in your product, believe in your vision, and every day some kind of progress towards achieving that vision. All right. Even if that step is calling someone, testing your product, coming up with new ideas or new ways to talk to people to get feedback about that. But your real life is not just a 9 to 5 job. Your real life starts after that on how you are taking one step every day to get to your end goal. This will be my last message.
And how can they find you?
Of course, our website is the name of our company is Devout Corporation. We are located in the Fairfax, Virginia area, very close to Washington, D.C. And of course, my website is devout.technology, www.devout.technology. And my email is hitdave@devout-inc.com. It's a pleasure. If you are in the area, definitely send me an email and I'll be more than happy to help you in any ways I can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hitesh. That has been fantastic to spend time with you. And for all of you following this broadcast, see you in our next episode of Unstoppable. How brave entrepreneurs like Hitesh break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.